Welcome to the 5th episode of COUG'D UP. This is a show where we dive into the stories of Washington State student athletes and sports professionals who help define the sport that make this town special. I'm your host, Dylan Kiviat. We have a special guest. We have two special guests today. First, we'll be joined by Rachel in today's episode.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and then of course, we have one of the more well-known women athletes on campus, someone who's coming off a 27-point performance yesterday, and the Cougs are riding a 3-game winning streak. I would like to welcome WSU women's point guard, Tara Wallack. Is it Wallack or Wallack?
Wallack.
Wallack, okay.
Tara.
Okay, sorry, I messed it up completely. Okay, Tara Wallack. Okay, sorry about that.
We're nervous.
Yeah.
We have a celebrity in our presence.
Yeah, well, yeah, welcome to the show, Tara. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so Tara, do you want to, introduce yourself for the audience, just kind of dive into your background and stuff?
Sure. I'm Tara Wallack. I'm from South Surrey, Canada, and I have been playing basketball since I've been 5 years old, I think. And so it kind of just worked out. I played a lot of sports growing up, but as I kept growing taller and taller, basketball kind of just was like, okay, makes the most sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now I'm a senior at Washington State, majoring in communication, and gonna graduate in May.
Yeah, so, with you being from Canada, what drew you to WSU being from South Surrey? I hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, do you have, any WSU family alumni or anything like that?
No, but originally when they were recruiting me, I really wanted to play in the Pac-12 conference and play against, some of the top 10 teams, top 5 teams. And also, my former teammate who graduated last year, Jessica Clark, she's also from Canada, and we kind of grew up with each other playing on the same club. So I like the idea of having someone I knew, because I never visited the campus before I came because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of just gave me the inside scoop of everything, and that really helped my decision.
No, now that you mentioned that, I was reading that you guys only have three three American players, and then the rest are international, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys, how is that? I mean, obviously you're from Canada, but how's the culture with so many players coming from different backgrounds and stuff?
At first it was hard with the language barrier, and we have so many plays, and it kind of had to turn into more hand signals on the court. And I mean, everyone has learned and grown so much from the start of summer to now. So it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of laughs with that too, and just what did you just say, type of situations. But no, it's super cool to have all these different cultures. And I mean, we always joke, but when I graduate, I'm gonna visit everyone, and I'll have a place to stay for free. So it's really cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I kind of want to talk to you about your play so far this season. You're 13th in scoring in West Coast Conference play. I want to just ask you what has been the key so far to what has been a really good senior season so far?
Yeah, I think my mindset just has shifted a lot this year, in the aspect of this is really it. This is my last final thing. So I just really wanted to go out with a bang and play as hard as I can and leave it all on the floor with each and every game. So that's kind of just my mindset right now.
Absolutely. And what are your plans for after college? Are you still gonna play basketball after college, or?
Yeah, I always joke that I don't want a real job. Basketball is my job. So the plan is to play basketball professionally for as long as I can.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that professionally? Yeah, But Rachel, do you have any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, no, that's a really good mindset you have with it being your last year and you wanting to end with a bang. So I know that you've obviously been on the team for 4 years, and you're probably one of the biggest team's role models and leaders. How would you say the team culture is, just, having played together for so long? And what would you say, your favorite memory has been so far in this season?
Yeah, the team is very young, and I think the chemistry with that it's unique, because I've always been either the youngest or the baby on the team, because we had such a strong senior class last year. So I kind of they were my friends when I grew up on the team. So now it's kind of reverse, and I'm not the mom, but
you kind of are.
Who they ask questions, who I've been around the most. So it's fun in that aspect to be I can teach them the ways, all my experiences, all the lessons I have learned, and hopefully they don't have to go through that. But it's definitely really nice, and they are very respectful in the sense that I'm the only senior, and it's really good culture.
Oh wow, I didn't know you were the only senior on the team. That's very impressive. Yeah, and kind of like going off of that, what would you say would be kind of like the biggest advice you would give to some of the younger players on the team who aspire to be where you are right now?
Yeah, I think it's just trusting the process. I mean, I was in their shoes, and I like can't even remember my freshman years like this, and every day was a struggle. And I mean, my coach jokes about it, but she always said I was a one-dimensional player, and now I can score at all levels of the court. And I think that's just how the freshmen can look at it. They come into the program as they have one skill they're really good at or multiple, but I think if they stick with this program and with my coaches, that they can become as good as they want, and just trust the process is what I would say.
Yeah, no, that's really good advice. That's really good advice. I'm sure you're a big mentor to all of the younger players on the team. Well, yeah, going back to you, Dylan.
Yeah,
I can get some questions about.
Yeah, so kind of like a more general question, but if you had to compare your playing style to any pro player, like who would it be? Like currently in the WNBA.
I want to say a Canadian, because why not?
Yeah,
there's
of course, yeah.
A girl I look up to from my senior women's national team, Bridget Carlton, and she is kind of like a big guard like me. She can score at all different levels, and it's cool because I'm now in the senior pod age group, so I'll be practicing and training with her this summer. So it's kind of like I've been watching her through her college career now in the WNBA, so it's cool to know that I'll finally be playing with her on the same court.
Yeah, that's awesome. So would you say she's kind of like your a role model, like you know, as like a as a basketball player, pretty much?
Especially with her, she did the same. Went D1 from Canada, now playing in the WNBA. So I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So Tara, you obviously come from an athletic family background. I want to ask you, do you think that had an impact on your playing growing up?
For sure.
Yeah.
I have two older brothers who are both, I don't even know how tall they are, 6'5", 6'6", and they're both pretty big. So we grew up in a cul-de-sac, and we would always play 1v1 tournaments, whether that was, one of my brothers plays hockey, my other one plays basketball, but whether that was road hockey or basketball, there's always competitions in the house, even with my parents, they played sports all their lives too. So nothing came easy in the Wallack household, that's for sure. And I mean, I don't want to admit it, but my brothers did make me tougher and have that competitive spirit on the court. And I mean, my parents loved it. They always said that they made me tougher, even though I was like, oh, fine.
Yeah.
Right. So was there ever kind of jealousy of who's the best basketball player in the house?
Oh, for sure. But everyone knows. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone knows you're the best.
I mean, it's
yeah,
different.
you can say it on here.
It's different, but it's healthy competition, and I think it just fuels the fire in all of us and wanting to be better, and I think that's just a fun way to go about it. And my oldest brother, who played basketball at the University of British Columbia, he did some really cool things academically as well, and I think that pushed me here to do that. And then my other brother, who plays hockey at Long Island University, it's just, you could say the odd one out of the family because he doesn't play basketball, but it's just super cool. He's doing his own thing, and I still don't understand hockey, but he's so he's
that's
probably
interesting. Being from
hardest
Canada, I'm surprised. Yeah, you didn't grow up watching hockey, being from Canada.
Not really. I think because my brother was doing it, I was like, I have no interest.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that kind of answers my question about what got you into basketball. It sounds like you kind of had that growing up. What made you realize you wanted to play basketball on the college level? Did you play in high school? What kind of drawn you that?
I played on high school, and my team was quite successful. We have a thing called provincials. It's kind of like state, but Canada version.
Yeah.
And we won it 2 times in a row, and we were gonna win the 3rd time, but of COVID. And so I think that just really set the bar of okay, I could really make a career out of this. And my high school coach was the coach of the senior women's national team. She retired, but she was coaching us, and that was her dream of all of us because 3 of my teammates went D1 too. So I think just having her from grade 8 to 12 really helps make that reality come true.
Yeah. No, I think that's inspiring to all of the high school basketball players out there. You know, you can really make a career out of it. Well, that's great. And kind of going off of that, what would you say the biggest challenge has been playing on the college level? You've obviously encountered so many successes being on the WSU basketball team, but has there kind of been an overarching challenge?
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't talk about the mental side of sport, and I never experienced the way it works in high school because we would beat teams by 40.
Right.
And there was nothing to worry about in high school. Like, it was just for fun. Like, but when you come to this level and you walk into the gym with people who are way better than you and have more experience than you, older than you, tougher, stronger, it kind of sets you back. Like, everyone comes from all these teams and they were the best on the team, and then you are put into one gym and it's like, what do I do now? And it's also just like the consistency of it every day, because USA basketball is way different from Canada, I would say. It's more intense. And like, I mean, freshman year I did not have any idea that we would have practice 6 a.m., film 6 a.m. Like, it was very intense, 2-hour workouts, weights, and then it's more workouts later. And so that was definitely an adjustment, and then adding school on top of that. But yeah, I think just the mental side of sports needs to be talked about more. Likewise with the physical aspect of sports. So.
Yeah, building off that point. So you mentioned like the mental side of sports. So like, how are you like kind of able to, you know, obviously like we know that social media is a big side of like, you know, sports nowadays. Like, how are you kind of able to like tune out the noise that people may be like, you know, talking about on social media and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, my high school coach often said to us that control what you can control, like control the controllables. So it's like, I can't control what people are saying about me or posting. So it's kind of just fight the individual battles on the court and avoid the distractions outside of that. But, you know, it can come to a point where it's like, all these people are talking to me, I have to do all these things, and it can come down to pressure. But I think pressure is also privilege, in the sense that if you don't have pressure, then then it doesn't really fuel the fire, like I said before. So.
Or there's like a quote, pressure makes diamonds, or something like that.
Pressure's something you put in your tires.
I think Will's got it on that one.
I think that has also helped me with like schoolwork, getting my assignments done on time, because that was a big emphasis. I didn't want to keep asking professors for extensions because it wasn't fair to them, but also sometimes you have to in our type of schedule. But yeah, pressure is definitely something that I worked on, but definitely have improved too.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And with you obviously being a student, you kind of talked about having to balance, especially as a freshman, that academic life, athletics. How would you say you do balance not only your academics, athletics, but also your personal life?
Yeah, it's hard. It was definitely a very different transition from high school to university that no one can really prepare you for, because everyone has their own different battles, different majors. And you know, my roommate AT is computer science, so she's studying hours on end plus all our workouts. But I think it just comes to prioritizing what needs to be done. And you know, like growing up with my family and my brothers, my parents really emphasized that school comes first, and especially being on this team, that you can't play if you have bad grades, or so that's definitely a high expectation, but it also just keeps you like good and eligible to play. But yeah, I think just keeping everything on agenda, and we have help with our academic advisors like on the road and everything, and have mandatory study halls, so that helps a lot too.
Oh, that's cool. And I'm sure, that kind of brings the team closer together, not only just playing basketball, but, you know, doing those study hours and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, that's so cool. And what would you say, I know Dylan kind of already asked you this, what you're planning to do after graduation, but what would you say your goals are for the future, not only in basketball, but in beyond?
Yeah, my end goal with basketball is going to the Olympics with my national team, and that's going into the senior pod. That's the process of all of this. So I'm excited for this upcoming summer, but just getting to travel with basketball and just enjoying life. I think college was just like the first step for me, and I'm really just getting started with basketball, so I'm really excited just for the next chapter of my life.
Oh yeah, this is just the beginning. We're so excited to see what life takes you and beyond. We'll obviously be following your journey and everything.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So Tara, kind of going back to the season, or kind of back to like one of your like early moments back when you made the NCAA tournament against Florida Gulf Coast University. That was the team, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Take me back to that game. What was that experience like? Being in such like a highly intensified event like the March Madness tournament. Like kind of like take me back to that moment.
Yeah, I think it's just something that I always watched growing up, and I didn't realize not everyone gets to go to the tournament, so it's a very special thing, and us making that was historic for the WC women's basketball program, and being in that type of environment, it just shows how cool and how much growth women's basketball has gotten, and especially Caitlin Clark's college era, Angel Reese, and all these players. So it's just super cool to know that we were one of those top teams in previous years, and hopefully we'll get there again this year. But it's super cool.
Yeah, I mean, how are you? Obviously you guys are, I believe, third in the conference right now, in the West Coast Conference. Like, how are you feeling about your chances at making the tournament this year?
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot, especially with Gonzaga ahead.
Yeah, we guys have a highly anticipated game coming up. I imagine you're preparing for that.
Oh yeah, we have all week, but
yeah.
I think we're definitely in a good spot. After these last two games, I think we're playing really good all together. Games flowing, and this weekend's just going to be a really big test for us, but I think we're definitely ready.
Okay, yeah. So switching gears a little bit, kind of to make it a little bit more like, not just like basketball stuff, but like more fun. Like, what is one thing that most people don't really know about you that, you kind of want to tell on the podcast?
The only thing that's coming to mind is I'm really good at ping pong.
Ping pong?
Oh,
okay.
Really? Do you play at the rec center?
No. Well, if I go, I'll play, but my coaches have a table at their house, so whenever we have recruits or anything, we'll go to their house and play rock band and ping pong.
Aww.
So
That's so
watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out, guys. You heard it here.
Would you say that you're like the best on the team at ping pong, or is
No one has beaten me.
Oh.
You said rock band?
And it's funny, AT and I have played my head coach, Coach Ian, my assistant coach, Lori, and we beat them, and they are so mad.
Oh, you beat the coaches. That's
Wow.
crazy. Well, I'm excited to find out if there is a person who can match your ping pong
Multi-sport
abilities.
athlete.
Definitely not me. I'm not good at
Ping
ping pong.
pong,
Multi-sport
I'm not up to the challenge.
athlete. Oh my gosh. Wow. And then, kind of, I guess, going back to basketball or even just a moment on the team, what would you say, like, is your most memorable moment on the court at WSU?
Any year or this year?
Any year. Yeah.
Probably winning the Pac-12.
Oh, yes, I bet.
Even saying it out loud, it still feels like a fever dream, but
Yeah.
that definitely was.
Especially with the new, of course, conference. I mean, like, was the team kind of like, did they have like a big reaction when that first got out, like the news, like, oh, big Pac-12 expansion, like?
Yeah, I think we were just all confused because we didn't know what anything meant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't know.
Yeah, total fever dream.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then what would you say is like, does your team have a certain kind of like pregame ritual or postgame chant or tradition you guys like to do?
We are always blasting music before. We have a little, when we go down the stairs before we go into the court, we have a little like bang on the wall, a little cheer before we run out. But yeah, other than that, not really.
That's so. Well, hey, it's the simple things that
Simple
matter.
but effective.
What's been on the pregame playlist?
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
been on the pregame playlist?
Good question.
So many songs, I couldn't even tell you. We're a big Rihanna team.
Rihanna.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Rihanna's always on in the weight room, but
Oh yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Okay.
It kind
Yeah.
of fluctuates, I
Yeah.
bet, depending on like the vibe
The
of
song
the
of
game.
and the song of the week.
Song of the week.
Right.
Yeah. Things
Yeah.
are ever changing.
Yeah.
Aw.
So kind of on like the topic of like music, like just curious, like if there was a teammate you would not give the aux to in the locker room, like who would it be? Like, who's just like completely banned off the aux?
One of the ones from Europe or something because they don't play English songs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I bet.
I bet that's a lot different.
Yeah.
Very
Or
different.
Kira because all she plays is country songs.
Uh,
country
you're not a.
girl.
You're not a big country girl?
Not
Valid.
really.
That's
That's
I don't
yeah, that's
dislike
controversial,
it, but I
yeah.
don't like.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not a huge country fan either, but I know a lot of people like they're
Like,
like,
I'll
oh, you
listen
don't like
to
country
it, but-
music? Yeah.
It's
It kind of
good moderation.
Yeah.
Too long, it's just
You're right.
starts blending.
After a while, yeah, it starts sounding like the same thing. I feel like I can only really listen to it in the summertime.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who would you say? I know you just mentioned who you wouldn't give aux to. Who would you say you're closest to on the team?
Probably AT. We live together,
Oh,
and so we
yeah.
do everything
Yeah,
together.
that makes sense.
Aw.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think since Jess and Charlize and all of them left last year, 18 and I definitely grew a lot closer this year, which I'm happy about. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's definitely my little
Yeah.
side.
Sidekick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah, I feel like having that roommate teammate connection is unmatched. How was that transition when those seniors left last season? I remember being at the game and seeing that closing senior ceremony. It was bittersweet
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely a lot of tears.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I said, those are the girls who I came into the program with. So
Yeah.
it kind of felt weird that they were leaving without me.
Mm-hmm.
But they helped me be in the position I am today and helped me become the leader that I needed to be for this team this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still so close, like we FaceTime and text all the time.
Oh,
And if
good.
I ever have any questions, like they're a phone call away. But yeah, I miss them a lot. It's not the same without them, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're all on to
Yeah.
bigger and better things.
Well, I'm sure they're watching you
Yeah.
from the wings.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah. So kind of keeping it on like the fun side of things. If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it?
Teleportation, maybe?
Oh,
I could
same.
just go anywhere.
Yeah.
I would do teleportation or telekinesis. Like being able to like pick random objects up with
That-
your hands.
Or
That'd
like
be
yeah,
nice.
I think like reading people's mind would be really cool.
I
just,
don't know
like,
if I would want
No, I was gonna say,
That's
like,
I don't know.
I really want to know if people are thinking about me.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
No, that's so funny. And this is kind of like random. I was wanting to ask you this. Do you have a favorite kind of like post game meal that you like to eat, or like a snack? I know when I played basketball way in the day, we'd always get like Dairy Queen blizzards afterward. Is there something specific you like to have?
Maybe Chipotle.
Mm.
Sometimes we'll get catering after every game. So when we get Chipotle, it's a very special day. But yeah, ice cream or
Mm-hmm.
I love chips. So
Same girl.
chips,
Mhm.
any type of chips.
All right, describe your Chipotle bowl. I need to know. I need to know.
Brown rice, black
Mhm.
beans, chicken, the fresh salsa,
Mm-hmm.
guac, lettuce, cheese, a little bit of sour cream.
Yep.
Chips on the side.
We're
Yeah.
gonna be
Right.
good friends, Tara, because I have like the same exact bowl.
Oh, and then I
Yeah.
get the shell on the side, so you can make the burrito.
I've been doing that. I just learned that. Yeah, you can make like 2 burritos
Yes.
out of
Yeah.
it. It's
Yes.
crazy. Yeah, I love it. I'm so
Yeah.
happy Pullman has a Chipotle
Oh my gosh.
because I don't know what I would do.
We just
without it.
need Wingstop.
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 Or Chick-fil-A.
It's my favorite American.
Oh, Wingstop, really?
Fast.
What about I asked Max? Do you know Max Hartman? He's on the
Yeah.
baseball team. He's
Yeah.
from Canada, obviously. I asked him about Tim Hortons. Are you like a big fan of that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it every time I go home.
We just
Oh,
went
that's
there.
exactly what
Yeah,
he
we
said.
went there a few
That's
weeks
literally
ago.
word for word what he said. That's exactly what he said. That's
Oh.
awesome.
You're
Have
right.
to.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I guess the WSU
They're-
players.
they're
You gotta get like a
missing out here.
sponsorship with like WSU.
Yeah, all the
Seriously.
Canadian WSU athletes.
They- we can-
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of ketchup chips?
No.
Ketchup
Oh,
flavored
God.
chips. I've heard of those.
What?
I thought it was European
My
food
parents
mainly.
always bring them up because Casey
Ketchup?
loves them. But yeah,
Oh, do you like them?
Chips.
they're very like different tastes. I feel like if I
Mhm.
didn't grow up eating them, I wouldn't like them. But
Right.
yeah,
It's kind
I've
of-
made everyone try them, and everyone
Oh.
has mixed.
Right. It's kind of
Yeah.
half and half.
Yeah.
I know. I've been getting my friends to try like the dill pickle chips, you
Oh,
know, from
yeah.
Trader Joe's.
Oh.
I love They're so good. No, pickles are like my weakness. I'm more of a
Yeah.
savory girl anyway.
Yeah.
Same.
So yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I know. What would you say your favorite like savory snack is in that case?
Chips.
Chips and like salsa, chips and guac,
Anything.
anything.
And pickles, which is funny. The
Mm-hmm.
pickle chips from Trader Joe's I always get every time I go there.
I literally ate a whole bag one time. It
We
was
were just
it's
talking
so
about
bad.
Trader Joe's and how
Yeah.
my roommates are driving up when we play Gonzaga, and they're like, "What do you want from Trader Joe's?"
Oh,
I have a list.
let me tell
Uh,
ya.
X's and O's gummies.
Yeah. Oh, those are so good. The Scandinavian
Yeah.
Snickers. Yeah. No, I'm gonna be doing an internship in Spokane this next summer, and that's like literally
That's
one of the
dangerous.
first things I know.
Try this.
Is there a Trader Joe's in Spokane?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. I thought I didn't even
And there's a
realize.
Wingstop.
Oh,
Oh, there
wow.
is. Oh, well, I'll be all set this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I
And
need.
I know they have like Chick-fil-A too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have everything over there.
I know. Pullman needs to do better. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sad.
Yeah, well, Tara, I just want to, thank you so much for joining the show today. It was a pleasure hearing about your journey and insights as a WSU, women's basketball player. Before we wrap it up, is there anything else you would like to add, share where people can follow you or stay up to date on your work or anything?
Tara Wallack.
Okay, yeah, probably
yeah,
obvious,
girl.
yeah. Yeah, but make sure you follow COUG'D UP on Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you never miss an episode. Also, check out our YouTube. If you want to see the video version of every single episode. And find us on our Instagram or Twitter at COUG'D UP for live updates, behind-the-scenes footage, and highlights from every single episode. And if you're interested in joining us here on the show or have any questions or suggestions for future guests, just send us a message on our socials. This has been another episode of COUG'D UP. My name is Dylan Kiviat, and shout out Rachel and
Yes. Woo.
Rachel for coming on the show today, and then of course
Pleasure.
Tara. And then this has been another episode of COUG'D UP. Go Cougs!
Go Cougs! Thanks for watching.
All right.